Hello to all of you who are at home. We are working on page 91. This is in volume 1 of your math textbooks. Okay, page 91. All right, so when we are adding and subtracting decimals, write this on your sheet of note paper. Adding and subtracting decimals. Okay, so we have been doing this all year because you've been doing this in your math boxes, right? So step 1 is always going to be to line up your decimals. Line up decimals with the big number on top. And then the second step is to fill in holes with zeros. Y'all know that. Fill in spaces. Oh, this pen just died. Let me get another one. Fill in spaces with zeros. And then you can add or subtract, but you got to do that first, right? All right. Let me make sure there's nobody else trying to get in here. All right, awesome. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work on a few of these problems over here, but I'm only going to do the ones that are the most difficult, okay? So I'm coming on here to number 3, and if you see here for number 3, these are already lined up by the decimal. You can see here that these decimals are stacked right on top of each other. So for this, you can just add. 9 plus 7 is 16. Leave the 6, carry the 1. 1 plus 5 plus 2 is 8. And then all you do is you put your decimal in the exact same spot. So that's 8 6/10. We're going to do the other one here. You'll see here the decimals are already lined up one on top of another. So what you can do is you can go ahead and bring your decimal down if you want to. All right. So now I can subtract. I can't take 5 from 1, so I'm going to borrow all the way over to a 4. That turns into 3. This turns into 9, and then this turns into 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. 9 minus 9 is 0, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So 1 6/10. Okay. But now we're going to do one that's a little bit more difficult. Okay, so for number 5, you can't just stack the 7.7 underneath the 5 and the 7. You've got to do something different. So I'm going to come over here to my sheet of paper, and I'm going to write, this is number 5. And you'll notice how I've turned my piece of paper this way. Okay, I've turned it this way so I can see. Oh, wait, here comes Yazi. I've turned my piece of paper this way. So I'm going to label this number 5, and I'm going to put a circle around it. Now, I've turned my paper this way so I can show you how to line up your decimals. So the first thing I have to do is I have to figure out which one of these is the bigger number. So Piper, what's bigger? 2 57/100 or 7 7/10? Piper, which one's bigger? Can you tell me, please? Maybe I don't have my volume up. Hold on, baby. Let me go over to my screen and turn you up. Hold on. All right, Piper, try it again. Well, I can see you talking. I have no idea why I can't hear you. I'll have to troubleshoot that after this problem. But she also wrote in the chat bar 7 7/10. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to put the big number on the top. 7 7/10. And you'll see I lined up the decimal on a line. Then underneath it, I can put 2 57/100. So I'm going to put 2 here. The decimal on the exact line as this one, 2 57/100. Okay, and now since I've got this blank hole, I can put a 0 in it, and I'm ready to add. All right. 0 plus 7 is 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. Leave the 2, carry the 1. 1 plus 7 plus 2 is 10. And the decimal stays on the same line. So this is 10 and 27 hundredths. All right. Now let's do a subtraction because it gets a little bit more difficult when you work into a subtraction. So I'm going to put 6 and I'm going to put a circle around it so I don't mix it in with my math problems. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I have to decide first which number is larger. So is 1 and 5/10 larger or is 1 and 5/100 larger? Abby, unmute and see if I can hear you.
1 and 5/10.
Very good. All right, 1 and 5/10 is larger. So I'm going to put that number on top. So watch what I do. 1, decimal goes on the line, and then 5/10. Do you see what I did there? The decimal goes on the line. Then I'm underneath it, I'm going to write 1 and 5/100. 1 and 0, 5, 1 and 5/100. And I'm in this blank hole above the 5, I'm going to put the 0. It's called annexing a 0. You might see that term. So here we go. Now I can subtract. I can't take 5 away from 0, so I'm going to turn this 5 into a 4, and this 0 turns into a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 0 is 4. Bring down the decimal on the same line, and 1 minus 1 is 0. 1 and 45/100. All right, let's try another one. I'm going to go to number 7. Okay. 7 says 10 plus 3 and 28/100. Bima, unmute yourself and tell me what's bigger, 10 or 3 and 28/100. Bima, can you unmute yourself? Okay, tell me what's bigger, 10 or 3 and 28/100.
10.
Good. Bima, don't go anywhere. So I'm going to write down 10. And Bima, where does the decimal go on 10?
After the 0.
Very good. Put your decimal right there. 10 decimal. Because that's where it would go if you were writing down the number. Now, underneath that, I'm going to write 3 and 28/100. Bima, don't go anywhere. 3 and 28/100. So, Bima, what do I have to put in these holes above the 2 and the 8?
You have to mark out the 1.
What do I put in these empty spaces up here, baby?
Zeros.
Very good. Put these zeros up here. And you don't really have to have them unless say you're subtracting. But once you start subtracting, they become really important. So you got to have them up there. Bima, don't go anywhere. 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. Bring down your decimal on the line. 0 plus 3 is 3. Bring down the 1. So it's 1 and 28/100. So you can write that right here. Sorry, 13 and 28/100. Sorry, Mr. Ross is not awake yet. All right, now Bima, don't go anywhere. So here, Bima, what's bigger, 15 or 6 and 1/10?
16 and 1/10.
Whoa, what's bigger, 15 or 6 and 1/10?
Oh, I thought you said 16. 15.
Very good, 15 is bigger. All right, so write 8 over here. And right here, what we're going to do is we're going to write 15 on the top. And Bima, again, where does the decimal go when I write 15?
The decimal goes after the 5.
Very good. Put the decimal after the 5 because it goes tens, 1, and then underneath it, we're going to write it, we're going to line up the decimals. We're going to write 6 and 1/100. All right, so Bima, again, what goes in the empty holes above the 0 and the 1?
A 0.
Very good. And then you can draw your bar and your line. And then you're ready to subtract. All right, Bima, can I take 1 away from 0? Bima, where'd you go? He disappeared. All right, Caroline Taylor, unmute and talk to me. Caroline, can I take 1 away from 0?
No.
All right, borrow all the way over to the 5. What does it turn into?
4.
This 0 then turns into a?
9.
And this 0 turns into a?
10.
Good. 10 minus 1?
9.
9 minus 0?
9.
And can I take 6 away from 4?
No.
Borrow from the 1, it turns into a?
0.
4 turns into?
14.
14 minus 6?
8.
And then bring down your decimal. 8.99. Thank you, Caroline. Okay, so it's going to be really important that you're lining up those decimals and filling in the zeros. So come on up here, write your answer down. This was 899. Number 6 was 45 hundredths. All right, I'm going to do 2 more with you, and then I'm going to set you free to get your prize. All right, here we go. We got number 9. All right, so we've got here 2 numbers, 3 and 45 hundredths and 1 and 6 tenths. Line them up. So the top number is going to be 3 and 45 hundredths, 3, and on the line, 45 hundredths. Underneath that, you're going to write 1 and 6 in the tenths place. So now I'm going to draw my line and put the subtraction symbol. In this empty space right here, I need to put a 0. And then I'm ready to subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. I can't take 6 from 4. I'm going to borrow from the 3. It turns into a 2. This turns into 14. 14 minus 6 is 8. 2 minus 1 is 1. Your answer is 1 and 85 hundredths. Write it right here. 1 and 85 hundredths. And then we're going to do 10 together, and then I'm going to tell you your assignment. All right, here is number 10. I'm going to just write it right here. Here's 10. So you have 9 and 12 hundredths added to 2 and 6 hundredths. So here I go. 9 and 12 hundredths. Remember to put the decimal on a line. Added to 2 and 6 hundredths. There's no holes that need zeros in them, so I'm ready to just add. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 plus 0 is 1. Bring down my decimal. 9 plus 2 is 11. All right, so I'll come up here and write that this is 11 and 18 hundredths. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on this page what problems I want you to do. First off, you see all these empty holes here? Go through and fill them in with zeros. So I'm going to put a 0 right here. I'm going to put, and then here, I'm going to put a 0. Here, I'm going to put a 0 because anywhere I have that blank hole, I'm putting a 0. Okay. Oh, wait, is that how this works this time? Let me see. 8. No. Wait, yeah. No. No, that's not what that is. That's not what it's wanting you to do. Forget that I said that. Sorry. Forget that I said that. It's not wanting you to do that at all. Forget that I said that. It doesn't want you to do that. You can put a 0 there, but not in this one. It's not wanting a 0 there. I'm going to mark that out. Okay. All right. So don't put a 0 in this one. I want you to do 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay. If you don't have your paper, don't worry. I'm recording this right now, and so you'll be able to go to the video that I have posted, and you'll be able to look. You can find these problems on the video, okay? They're going to be sitting right there at the end of the video. So if any reason you don't have your page, you can get that today, okay? When you come in tomorrow, have this with your sheet of notebook paper and you will receive your prize. I'm not going to tell you what it is, all right? All right, so make sure tomorrow you have page 91 and the sheet of notebook paper that we did together. All right, so 11 through 18. If you don't have this page, don't worry. I'm going to post a video. It'll probably take me, I'll probably post it around 2 o'clock because that's when I'm done with Zoom lessons, okay? So I'll post that on there and you can get the problems from there. All right, Abby, so you know what to do now, right? You'll just have to watch the video at 2 o'clock, okay? All right, love you guys. Don't forget to do your Fan 5 for today. It's Fan 5 Together column, and you have to watch Miss Jackson and take down an anchor chart on fronts. All right, guys, I love you. I got to go start my other Zoom. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, babies.